Good morning. Hello, students. Welcome back to my class. Today, I am going to discuss a very important aspect, which is origin and development of British drama in England. Now, this particular part is from BA Part 1, Paper 1, which is the history of English literature. So, in this particular class, we are going to study how the form of drama was originated and gradually it gets its development in England. Okay, so why this is interesting? Because we can see a gradual progress, in fact, the genealogy of drama in the light of the history. So that is why this is very much important to our syllabus as well as for the understanding of the history of English literature. This is a very popular question for the examination purpose as well. So kindly follow the class sincerely. Okay. So the indigenous British drama was like the dramas of ancient Greece, which is the product of religion, that is, that of the church. The dramatic and antiphonal songs performed in the church is considered as the incipient stage of drama. Gradually, those antiphonal songs are replaced by Latin dialogues, followed by the vernacular replacing Latin. So, what happened beforehand that it was solely originated from churches, because the people who are actually delivering those sermons and all, they thought to attract people in a better way there should be something audio visual, so they have started doing dramas. Okay, so in this way church was responsible for the origin of drama. Initially all these dramas are performed inside the church, but the increasing attendance forced the performance out of the church to the church compound, and later, with increasing secularization of the play, to the streets outside. So we can see the development here. It first originated inside the church, then with growing population, growing attendance, the authority of the church thought ki let's do it in outside in the courtyard, and later uh, it moved to the streets and theaters. Okay, so initially the stereotype themes of the plays were exclusively determined by the church, because it was the church who has started doing this kind of performances. But there was an increasing tendency towards secularization of the treatment as well as to the theme, which brought forth the mystery and miracle plays. I am going to talk about mystery plays and miracle plays in a detailed way in the latter part of my talk. The mystery plays dealt with the biblical episodes and the miracle play with the saint's life. Okay, so that is the clear cut distinction between mystery plays and miracle plays. Actually, these mystery plays arose from earlier liturgical plays. Okay, so that thing I'll discuss it in the later part of my talk. Okay, so in early plays, the actors were the monks, priests, and the choir boys in the service of the church. The shifting of the performance from the church to the street caused the change in actors, obviously, because church is not going to send their actors to the theaters. So there is a shifting in the actors. As the guild financed these performances, the actors now came from the guilds. Now, what is a guild? Guild is a kind of organization who used to uh, rent monies and they control the markets and all. So, this time the guild started contributing in the performances. They actually started financing the performances. So, the actors now came from the guilds. They were paid for their services, though they were not professional. They are very much initial level, so they are not the professional performers, but they were paid for their services. The costuming was also very important, and the plays were acted without any scenery. So there was no scenery, and people may understand if some kind of plays are being performed on the stage. Interestingly, a guild professionally competent to deal with a particular subject was entrusted with assignment of handling it. So the guilds were taking the dramas according to their subject matter. Suppose some guild is only doing social dramas, so they will only sponsor the dramas with social issues and so on. Okay, so I am talking about. Let me talk about the other types of plays like mystery plays. The mystery plays are there in different cycles, though all of the plays of this time are not recovered. We have now four cycles of mystery plays, and the rest have been lost. These are the Chester cycle, which consists of 25 plays with an extra drama, the York cycle with some 49 plays and a fragment, the Townley or Wakefield cycle with 32 plays, and the Coventry cycle with 42 plays. It provided the whole body of the Middle English drama. These were performed during 13th, 14th and 15th century in all over the British Island. Okay, so Chester cycle is famous for its genuine devoteeness of tone. Now try to understand the differences between these four cycles. On the other hand, the York cycle is history based and largely linguistic. So that is the difference between Chester cycle and York cycle. The Townley cycle is interesting as the plays evidently based on few belongings to the York cycle. Some bold humorous plays are found in this cycle. This introduction of humor has distinguished Middle English drama from classical Greek drama. So, in Middle English drama, which we are studying right now, is different from the classical Greek drama because in classical Greek dramas are mostly tragedies or if there is some kind of comedies. So, this kind of humor was missing in those dramas. But Middle English drama has initiated the use of humor. The Coventry cycle is popular for its introduction of songs and dialogues of the vernacular in place. So you have to understand the essential features of all the four cycles, and you have to distinguish one cycle from the another through the performances. Besides the cycles, we have the Newcastle Shipwrights play, the Northampton play, the Digley play, and Norwich play. So there are four other plays which we cannot place in any of those cycles. Okay, so those are individual. Those belongs to the individual performances, and with content and the theme, the things are very much different. Okay, so these plays mark some kind of new beginning by introducing the non-scriptural characters. So earlier only we have some kind of scriptural characters, but these four plays which I have mentioned right now, Newcastle Shipwright Plays, Northampton Plays, Digley Play, and Norwich Play. These four plays, they used to provide that kind of non-scriptural characters. The mystery plays were cantic in nature, in structure. Conservatism hampered these plays widely as the writers had to follow the set patterns. So there are certain limitations of this kind of mystery plays because the writers of these plays had to follow the given structure provided by either the church or the guild. Okay. So the language was tilted as the writers were fettered by the various rhyme measures. So there are certain rhyme measures which the writers of the plays had to follow. Yet, these plays were capable to prepare the solid ground for the Elizabethan dramas. For example, the dramas written by Shakespeare and the other important Elizabethan playwrights. Surely, the development of the Middle English drama accelerated because of the freshness and the vitality of the treatment of the themes. Okay, so though there is some kind of prominent structure or some kind of prominent description was given and the rules were there, even also there is some kind of freshness provided by this kind of dramas. These dramas initiated the more of a mingled drama in England. So it is a mixture of serious and trivial affairs. Both serious and trivial affairs of life were being portrayed in those dramas. There is a famous historian, Nicole. She comments, in these dramas, however, lay the seeds that later were to blossom out in the plays of Shakespeare and his contemporaries. So, these particular dramas, they provided some kind of basic beginning of the later flourishment of the dramas. So, there is a freshness of fancy here with free treatment of material, and obviously there is a rich fond of humor, and at times there are scenes of profound and tragedies. So all sorts of elements were being provided in those mystery plays. Now let us move to the next one, morality play. So as the development continues, there came the morality play. So we have to understand the difference between mystery play and morality play. Morality play is to some extent longer than the mystery play. It's much longer in size and divided into acts and scenes. Now this is something beginning. There are separate acts and scenes in morality plays which are lacking in the mystery play. The influence of Seneca was palpable here. Now Seneca was a famous dramatist in the classical period, and influence of Seneca was very much palpable here. Critics consider that these kind of plays were written for aristocratic audience and generally performed by the professional actors. Now this is another kind of distinction from mystery play and morality play. You are often asked, try to understand this, you are often asked in the exam to write a short note on the difference between mystery plays and morality plays. There you have to mention this kind of things, that morality plays are longer than the mystery plays, and there is an influence of Seneca in morality plays, and the target audience of mystery play was common people, whereas in the morality play, since it was funded by the guilds and the target audience were the aristocrat people. Okay, and the performance, the morality plays, the mystery plays are being performed by the common people. they are not the trained professional actors, but in case of morality play, these are being performed by the professional actors. Nicole pointed out that wrapped in moralities. So Nicole pointed out that wrapped in moralities may be the medieval abstractism. With them, the drama begins to move into the light of the moral age. So morality play may be defined as the dramatization of personified abstractions, generally of vice weighing against virtue. So that's a fight between some kind of vices and the virtues which can be found in this morality plays. Okay, so the origin of morality play has been traced by scholars to the origin of virtues and vices in St. Paul's epistle to Ephesians. So this is considered as the first kind of morality plays where there is a tussle between virtue and the vices. So there are fictional characters which figure a conflict between virtues and vices. So what happened in morality plays? There is a character who will represent the virtue, and there will be another character who will represent the vices, and there is a fight between the virtue and the vices. I mean, not the physical fight, but there is a conflict between those two characters representing virtue and vices. The morality play imitated two features. There is original plot making. The plots of this morality plays were very much original, and there are introduction of new characters, new kind of characters apart from the regular characters which we already had in mystery plays. We had some new characters in this place. So basically there are two kinds of morality plays, two types of morality plays. The first one is the universal morality plays. Okay, these are the two types you have to remember this. The universal morality plays, it actually deals with the moral problems common to all mankind. Okay, so universal morality plays can be found in any European countries because the problems were universal. The sufferings which has been pointed out in those plays are very much universal, and people from all states, all the countries, they can correlate themselves with those problems. So that is why it is called the universal morality plays. Whereas the other morality play deals with the moral problems of limited scope and some kind of personal letters. So on one hand we have universal problems, problem based morality play, which is universal morality play, and in some place we have the limited morality plays, which is meant for limited number of people. Okay, among universal morality plays we have mankind and everyman. Okay, so these are the very two examples. The first one is mankind and the second one is everyman. It outshines all the other kind of plays. Everyman is outstandingly famous, and what is very much surprising to us is that it is being staged till days. It is being staged nowadays as well. So this is all about the morality plays. There is another type of drama. Another type of drama. This is known as interlude. But what does interlude mean? Interlude is something which is performed in between. Okay, suppose there is one performance taking place, and immediately after there is another performance will take place. So in order to engage the people sitting during that time, the actors need some time to make up the stage and all. So in between we need some time to make the arrangements. So that time the audience needed to be engaged to the stage. So during that time, this kind of plays were performed, which need very little kind of props and all. There is no even without makeup, but some kind of performances. Nowadays we have stand-up comedies in various platforms. So these stand-up comedies can be compared with the interlude, where like before two dance performances, people can bring one stand-up comedian and he performs for like 5 to 10 minutes and to entertain people, so that the artist next to him can be prepared for his or her performance. So this particular plays are known as the interlude. So interlude was a very small drama. Very small drama means the time period of interlude is very less. It's like 5 to 10 minutes maximum, and this is performed, which I have already mentioned, between two performances, two programs. However, that does not limit interlude to its number or to its performances or to its the quality. It is very brief, and generally it is semi-dramatic comedy where the characters are of very humble type. We have seen performances from Charlie Chaplin. We have seen various silent movies by Charlie Chaplin where people are amused to see the performances, but all the characters presented in those particular films are very much humble in nature. Okay, so interlude is something like that. It's a very brief, and it's generally a comedy and it's semi-dramatic. Okay, and the characters are of very humble type. One famous example of interlude is John Haywood's The Four Ps. I mean, John Haywood was a dramatist during Middle English period. He had popularized this the form of interlude, where he has talked about various social aspects, various romantic side of human's life. So he has pioneered these interludes to a large extent, and a famous example of an interlude is the four P's. The four P's. P denotes for certain terms like patience, perseverance. So the four P's, that's an example of an interlude. Okay. So with this, I can come to the conclusion of my lecture. So the British drama progressed much ahead through the process of secularization with the innovation of humors and coherent plot construction, and also the development of lifelike characters. So we can see several new ideas: the process of secularization, the innovation and involvement of humors, then we have coherent plot construction, development of lifelike characters, and though there are certain strict rules for mystery plays and all, and to some extent morality plays as well, so that the dramatist had to follow those rules, it can go beyond that as well. Okay, there are performances where people actually overcome this kind of rules and certain individualities came into existence. This early tradition of plays where later it get some kind of positive output, and this particular old English Middle English plays, the development of plays in Middle English England was very much responsible for the later stage of dramas, like the dramas written by the university wits or Shakespeare, all or all the other Elizabethan playwrights or Jacobean playwrights like Ben Jonson, or in the latter stage of the drama which has prospered in England for a long period of time.